All right, what's going on, everyone? Today we're taking a look at the small details and features that Rockstar showed in the trailer, as well as also the screenshots for GTA 6. There's been so much little things that I think a lot of people have missed that they haven't really looked into after watching this trailer probably like 1,000 times at this point. But Rockstar really put a lot of detail and a lot of thoughts. And of course, expectations are going to be flooded from what Rockstar has shown so far. And for pretty much every single analysis, there is going to be things that people miss. So if you do want to share that in the comments, definitely go ahead. We're going to start off with this first picture of Vice City. The first thing to take a look at is the glory on a plate. So the thing is, when it comes to most of the plates that we've seen so far in the trailer, they do have the state of Leonida. So when you have a different state like this, Gloriana, it's either going to be different parts of that state, which really isn't common in the US. If you do live in a state, you're going to have the same exact, plate for every single person. But I guess this could be a possible reference or shown that Rockstar could have a different state in the game. Some people were saying Georgia. We're not really sure at this point, but just know there will be different types of license plates, with all of them having different numbers and letters as well, with different states also, of course, like I said, being included. The next thing is the fact that this picture is in Little Haiti, which is one of the best parts of Vice City and Miami in real life. You can first see the large billboard in the back being in Haitian Creole, which is a nice little detail, as well as also the Haitian flag and Haitian colors throughout the different poles for the highway or whatever system is being held up right there. Might be the transit system. Now, another thing that's really cool about this picture is seeing the gang on the left side. So it kind of shows that when it comes to being in free mode or just even on missions, you're probably going to see a lot of these things just occurring with people having fun and other NPCs just living their life. I feel like when it comes to GTA 5 and other GTAs, you don't really see much of that. So if you were to park your car on the side of the road, you wouldn't really see much NPC activity going on. Just going to be driving by. You could do that for hours. But I think with Vice City, in GTA 6, Rockstar's really going to have a lot of just interesting little interactions and features that just pop in out of nowhere that you wouldn't even expect. All right, for this next one, we get a better look at some of the traffic density on the highway, as well as the highway system, and also kind of a little bit of the downtown city area. So the traffic density, of course, will probably vary depending on what time it is. So if it's going to be morning, it's going to be a lot more. If it's nighttime, it's going to be a lot less. Just depends on how Rockstar wants to do it and how realistic they're going to go. Rockstar most likely is not going to put a crazy amount of traffic, since this is a GTA game and they want us to be able to flow through traffic, kind of have fun and not be stuck in traffic when it comes to, just having fun in free mode or even on missions. And it probably would just be too much for the game as well. But just know there's going to be a good enough to the point where you're going to realize that there's a lot of traffic, but at the same time, it's not going to be too much. Now, a little detail in the corner that some people might have missed is a possible train station. If you kind of look a little bit more down here where the people are standing, it kind of seems like it is a platform, since it is going to the Vice City Arts Center. That could be like a railway right there, and that could possibly be the steps to go down to a subway. We're not entirely sure on that, but it would make sense for a center like this to have some type of transportation going to it, and additional to the highway itself in the background. So that's just something I did realize when I was looking a little bit closer into this image. For this next picture, there's not much to take from it, but there is two things that were realized. The first thing is, of course, going to be the money. So it is a bit more realistic, and I think it's going to be having a lot more detail compared to previous GTA games. But a lot of people on Twitter did realize that the people on these bills are actual presidents from RDR2, which makes a lot of sense. That's just kind of how real American money is. They put presidents from previous times on to the money. So Rockstar is kind of continuing with that, but having it in the Red Dead and GTA universe. And the second thing is that if you zoom in on the pole, you actually see all the marks from their fingerprints, as well as probably legs as well, just smeared all over it from sweating or probably even body oils. This one is really cool because not only do all four ladies have 4 different hairstyles, but they also decided to go with different attires. So there's not going to be copy and pasting when it comes to random events that happens in GTA 6. The second thing is the Ocean View Hotel, which is Tommy's hotel from GTA Vice City. So that's cool that Rockstar decided to put this, random event, or at least have this shots in front of that on Ocean Drive. The third thing from this is the fact that the plate says US government. So we do know that it's going to be for official use only, and it's going to be specifically for different police. And they have a Vice Beach police, which means there's going to be different types of polices for each part. So I feel like Rockstar kind of didn't really do good with this when it came to previous GTA games, especially with GTA San Andreas having LVPD as FPD as well as LSPD. So Rockstar is going to have a lot more detail with different types of vehicles. So there's going to be specific ones for beaches, different ones for probably Gloriana, other ones for Port Yellhorn. So a lot of things like that. Just little details that, may not seem that important, but it is pretty cool when you think about it. From this picture, the 3 cool things that I realized was the fact that this guy has a metal detector, which is something that we might be able to use as characters. Regardless, though, it is something that was in RDR2, so it is pretty kind of cool to see have a return. And then the second thing is the binoculars that this lifeguard is using. That's also probably making a return from RDR2, and it might even have the features such as eagle eye to kind of help us out with certain things. And the third thing, of course, is going to be the football being thrown in the background. So we most likely will be having a few sports that we could do besides just the other ones that we already seen. For this picture, the two cool things were definitely going to be the moles as well as the spots on this guy's body. So it just shows the detail that Rockstar goes into. And the second thing is going to be the armpits hair. Just like football, basketball definitely is going to be making a return, as we can see down here. So we probably will be able to go to local parks and just play with like friends, maybe such as like Cal or even like such other people that we meet throughout the story. We also see a huge traffic jam going on down here, as well as also on the top part back there as well. So that just kind of shows a little bit with the traffic density that Rockstar is going to be having. And then down here, we just got this guy like escaping from the police. He obviously was about to crash. One of them got caught. The other one is still trying to make a run for it. So kind of similar to a little bit like GTA 4, with certain people deciding to just surrender. Other ones, they decide to run away. And if you decide to actually stop potential criminals or criminals themselves, and you could actually get like a citizen bonus for GTA games in the past. And then also the city bus is pretty cool how full it is with people. So there definitely is going to be a full-on transit system, either that players can hop onto or even just regular pedestrians. We really haven't had any bus transit in GTA games previously, besides maybe like Vice City, but there has been like an official like bus type of thing that we can focus on. And something in the background too, we have like one of those like city bikes, so we definitely will be able to rent those and just ride around the city if we need a quick vehicle. That is extremely popular when it comes to big cities like New York, Miami, and all that. In this next screenshot, Rockstar kind of blurs the background, but we just get the idea that there is going to be, you know, huge beaches, as well as this like little area a little bit before the beach between the pool and all that, like a little jungle forest that we could kind of explore, which is going to be nice with all the palm trees, the amount of celebrities and probably people that are going to be down here as well, and just the different types of relationships that we will see throughout the entire game. So usually for most relationships in GTA Online or even GTA 5 or even older GTA games, it's going to be someone that's around the same age. But with this one, little detail, just the fact that we have an older woman right here and then also a younger gentleman obviously hanging out together. The Vice City sign is also making its way, going to be extremely right next to the airport. And then this picture just kind of shows the different type of animations that certain NPCs will have. So this one like having a drink in his hand, the other one back there kind of carrying a pallet, the way that this one's laying down in the back corner, sitting on the trucks over here. So it just kind of shows like how Rockstar is going to have it. It's not just going to be the basic sitting up and standing down. Another thing to realize as well is kind of like how the vision gets blurry back here with these two people, which look like they're about to kiss. You can see with the flame from the campfire down here with the smoke coming up, it makes their, you know, depiction a lot more harder to see. This next kayaking picture is actually pretty cool. With the flood gauge side being in the back, it kind of shows that there is a potential of the water rising a lot more higher. So you just kind of have to know when the right time is to go and how deep the water is going to be. Also, of course, this kayaking and canoeing will be also an additional activity that we most likely will be able to do. And then up there on the bridge, a similar train, pretty much the GTA 5 and the Sandy Shores area, passes around. So this is another one of the transit systems that we're going to have. There's going to be different ones for each part of the state of Leonida and probably the other, you know, surrounding counties. So there's going to be one for Vice City, another one for this part. It's just going to have like oil stuff, which makes a lot more sense compared to the one in GTA 5 that goes around the whole map and the city, which sometimes didn't really fit in properly. Now for this one, it actually has a lot going on. It's actually really interesting. So first off, you can see the different types of animals that are in the water as well as around. So we have like, I think it's beavers on the side as well as crocodiles on the right side. And the fact that this guy has a full like, you know, trailer just of gators that have been probably killed. And then you also have the police chasing them in the background. So this is gonna be cool to run away from police while just in certain biomes and all that, which is gonna be interesting to see how they catch up and how they'll be able to, you know, get you, kill you, whatever. And the fact that, you know, there will be some type of like major hunting that can happen in the wildlife and the consequences that you might get. And there are small detail that some people may not realize is if you look at the windshield, you'll see that it's kind of like smeared over, which shows that he used the windshield wipers, which is definitely going to be a feature that we most likely will be able to use. If not, it's probably going to be on automatically, but we know that Rockstar is going to be putting in first person, which is something that will, of course, be useful. For this picture with the like action news team, this is going to be more of an assumption, but it does seem that some of the crimes that we do or some of the activities that we go for will be having news recording us, kind of similar to what they do in like Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2, where like if you commit a crime, it gets recorded and it can be posted onto the news, and if people see you, they can report you and call 911. So I think that's something that could happen. Again, it's just a speculation, but just would be a nice little feature to kind of throw in to make the game just a bit more harder and as well just more realistic. For this one, we got this lady in a scooter, and she does have a drink as well as a fast food bag from a place called Marbles. This is probably going to be a new additional fast food restaurant that we could check out, kind of similar to Burger Shot, Cluck and Bell, which is going to be a great addition because Rockstar didn't really focus that much on having fast food and other restaurants in GTA 5 compared to previous GTA games. In this club scene, we do have a character on the right side having the young ancestor shirt. At least I'm going to assume the rest of that is ancestor, and this is a character from GTA Online in the Diamond Casino and Resorts update. So it just kind of shows that this person potentially could be in GTA 6. We'll have to see. But regardless, somebody is having their merch on. For this character in the background, Rockstar has kind of blurred it as well, but we could definitely tell that this is going to be an additional activity in the game, which is going to be mini golf. I think that GTA the Baldur's Gate Tony did have this, and that was like the last one to have it, and it probably didn't have that much detail into it, but Rockstar of course will be upgrading and changing that when it comes to this game. In this clip, we can see this raccoon or whatever animal it is jumping out of this recycling or trash bin after getting some food, and then the girl that is catcalling him in this clip kind of shows a little bit of how he's going to be known in the neighborhood, which is more of like a background kind of detail because it just adds more immersion. It doesn't feel like you kind of just spawned into the game. It feels like you already have lived a life and you're just like kind of catching up to it, similar to like how Red Dead 2 is. So neighbors that you walk by and neighbors that you see will already know your name, say what's up to you. You will know them as well, and they're probably gonna be people that you can interact with certain things, and there's also going to be different ways to interact with each person depending on how much and how long that you know them. And then in the shop at the top right, we do see alien activity in this area, so just kind of points a little bit that Rockstar probably is going to be bringing some of this speculation with aliens, as well as also UFO stuff that we've seen so much of in GTA 5, and also we've seen a little bit of GTA 6, but not that much so far. And then on the left side of this clip, we see this guy doing some community service or probably even road work, so construction will be something that we see in the game. So potentially certain roadways and certain places will be closed down due to construction happening. Animals are also going to be in the interiors now as well. So we've seen a bunch of animals already, like in the trailers, as well as also in some of the screenshots, but just know that besides there being so much animals around in the wildlife, there's also going to be pets that people own. Like for example, in this store where they're having, a pet cat that's on top of this ATM over here. The top right of the scene shows an additional, Haitian mural, as well as also some more Haitian Creole at the top. And then on the right side, we also see another part of the transit system with the elevated train. So this one looks a little bit different from what we've seen in other screenshots as well as previous trailers. So just know that it's going to be, again, either an upgraded or changed version, or there's going to be different types as well that Rockstar is going to be adding on to the city transit system as well. The police are pretty interesting too, with them all being different types of characters and no copy and paste ones, as well as also the police cars being unmarked. At least one of them are, then the other one being a little bit different. The pet snake in their place is also something that people might have not seen. There could be additional pets that Jason and Lucia also do own. This lady over here does seem to be pregnant, and most likely Lucia's friend, with her chasing and being happy that Lucia is pulling Jason to go do something. We got a PS5 sort of controller, as well as also a PS5 in the background, as well as also a commercial on this huge TV for Phil's ammunition shop. Now everybody knows about the different universes, I'm pretty sure, where pretty much anything from previous universes can't be into the new one. So that would mean that like anything from like the 3D era, so GTA San Andreas, Vice City 3, that means that these characters cannot make their way into any of the HD games such as 4, 5, or of course now 6. So it does seem that this is not going to be the original Phil Cassidy, but it says someone that is related to him or friends with him, something like that. So that's pretty cool to see a return. It makes a lot of sense since he was a big character in the original Vice City. Another thing that everybody's talking about is of course going to be the beer bottle with the bubbles actually bubbling, which is a little detail that some people may not have seen the first time. This truck actually does have the Liberty City plate, which is very surprising because we usually don't have different out-of-state plates in GTA games. So most likely this means that this truck either just drove here or got here on boat from Liberty City or something similar to that, or either through plane. The vehicle inside of it also may have came from Liberty City, or maybe we're even traveling somehow to Liberty City throughout this game in one time or another. I don't know, but regardless, it is pretty interesting to see that. And then ending off the trailer, we got this vehicle that I'm assuming Lucia and Jason are both in. And two things to take from this is one, the bike lanes, which is pretty cool, which is going to be showing that bikes are going to be a lot more interesting and more used. I feel like in previous GTA games it really wasn't. And the second thing is the car having a different color door to kind of show that it's run down or at least more older. And this is most likely in the beginning of the story when they're first kind of getting started and trying to make as much money as they can. So obviously there's a lot more details. If you guys want to see more about that, I will leave a link in the description to the breakdown I did. But this is more focusing on the smaller details that people may have missed and just interesting little ideas and, you know, kind of factors that Rockstar is going to be having when it comes to GTA 6. Cannot wait till this comes out. Almost a year away. You know, we're still like 384 days, I think it was last time I checked. So I can't wait until Rockstar officially releases some more information. Of course, when they officially release the game itself, we're all gonna be on it. We all about to have fun. Can't wait for that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, and of course, look out for more, subscribe, notice on, drop a like. See you on the next one. Peace.